Now this, we have found the audio that we're going to use, and we have prepared the audio that we're going to use, trimmed it up and converted it, and then put it into Photoshop and got it ready. So now in this video what we're going to do is animate. So really the only thing I'm going to be animating is the head and the mouth of each of these people. So what I'm going to do is go to these other layers that aren't the head and lock them, so I can't do anything to them. So I can't accidentally change them. So that's locked. I'm going to lock the background layer. So now I've got the woman mouth, woman head, cage face, cage mouth. So now I'm ready to animate. So now I'm just going to take the scrubber by clicking on the timeline up here. You see that we have some numbers. This is 10 frames, 20 frames, and 1 second, or 1 o'clock frames. That's what it looks like. So there are 30 seconds, or 30 frames in a second. So that's 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds. And you can zoom in with this little dial down here, zooming out. Now I can't see any of the frames or seconds. If I zoom all the way in, I can see the individual frames rather than them being broken down into 2, 4, 6, 8. If you zoom out a little more, it's 5, 10, 15, 20. And if you zoom out a little more, it's the same. And then it's 15, 30, 15, 30, 15, 30. So a good place for something this short is to just do 5, 10, 15. That's pretty good. So I'm going to start playing to see who needs to start animating first.
You're going to give me your snakeskin jacket, aren't you?
Alright, so this person, although it's not the woman talking, but it's going to be in this case. So the woman's mouth, I'm going to open up. And to start animating, I have to turn on the position. All I'm going to be animating in this animation is position of their mouths. That's it. So I have to turn that on where I want the mouth to start moving. So he doesn't start talking until about here, and I'll just double check that. Okay, so I'll turn it on. And I'm just going to move the mouth up and down. Let's see. The mouth's going to start here. So this keyframe, this is a keyframe. The yellow diamond right here means that it's selected. If I click off of it, it's transparent. So if I click on it, that means it's selected. So what that does, it tells the computer at about 5 frames, more like 4 frames, this mouth is going to start moving from this position. I want to move it up. So it's going to, and then I'm just going to drag the scrubber to the right, and I'm going to move the mouth down. And the person stops talking about here, so I'm just going to move the mouth rather comically up and down. And then I'll go and listen to it to see what it sounds like, to see if I need to change it up a little bit. As long as you're moving the mouth up and down at the same rate of speed that they're talking, that's good enough. So some of these I'll probably need to change. But I won't know until I go and listen to it. So I'm just going to go all the way to the end here of this section. And then I'll go back and listen.
You're going to give me your snakeskin jacket, aren't you? No.
That was pretty good.
You're going to give me your snakeskin jacket, aren't you? No, I got...
Alright, I want this position of the mouth to be locked in, as if she's thinking about the snakeskin jacket. So if I go ahead and move the mouth up now, it's going to slowly close from this last keyframe to this keyframe, because this keyframe tells it to be open and this keyframe tells it to be closed, and the computer recognizes the distance between these two keyframes is about, I don't know, 10 frames. So, but I want this mouth to stay open in between here to there. So I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to drag the scrubber over here, and I'm going to add a keyframe to lock in that same position. So this keyframe and this keyframe are the same exact position, so the mouth's not going to move in between these two. And then a little bit after that second keyframe, I'm just going to move up the mouth, and then watch that.
You're going to give me your snakeskin jacket, aren't you?
Alright, so then I would do the same. I would go down to his mouth, open up that layer, and he starts talking right about here. So that's when I'm going to turn on his mouth. So I'll turn on position right here. I'll close his mouth up, and then I'm going to move it down. He says no, no, so maybe those are very short words. Let's see what it looks like. Alright, that didn't work, so I'm going to spread these keyframes out a little bit. I added them too quickly. They were too close together, so let's see what that does. Alright, he keeps talking. And I'm almost done with this. Alright, let's see what that looks like. Alright, I'm going to space these keyframes out. The closer the keyframes are together, the quicker the animation, the mouth is going to move. The further they are apart, the slower it'll move. So he just keeps on talking. So I'm just going to keep moving his mouth. Alright. So for the sake of this animation, I'm going to stop there as I continue to animate and just disregard the fact that I just said that I'm going to stop and see what happens. I think if I delete this... So spacebar is a key that you can press that will start playing the animation as well, rather than clicking play all the time. So that's it right there, and I'm going to zoom out, press Control 0 to fit this in the frame, and I'm going to watch it through once. Alright, that's it. So now I'm going to render the video. So File, Export. Let's see if I remember how to do this. Render video. So I'm going to click Render to Video. Eat a bite of sandwich. Honey baked ham. I'm going to select where I'm going to save it. Alright, save it in there. And let's see if I need to change anything here. I guess I'll just leave it as that. All this looks good. All this looks good. Alright, let's see if that renders. Exporting video. It might export it to media encoder and I have to convert it there. I don't know. Maybe it's working. I don't know if that worked or not. I guess we'll see. Alright, this should be Cage interview. Alright, double click. Yep. High quality too. Alright, just for this video, you have to watch where I got this clip from.
I'm not big on sycophants, but you're great, isn't it?
Well, thanks. You know what? This leather's really hot.
You're sorry now.
Okay, I gotta tell you something, guys. My marketer, I hate to do this to you, but Mandy gave me a t-shirt. And,
You're not gonna give me you're gonna give me your snakeskin jacket, aren't you?
no, I gotta give you my Wild at Heart t-shirt. I'll just put this jacket
It's a big
back
night
on.
for me, I can tell you.
Wild at Heart.
It's a big night for me. Tell me how you started in the acting. I mean, is that what you always